Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So today we are going to discuss how to create a prod and deployment within 10 seconds. So it's not a joke. We're gonna do the same operation with the help of kubectl command within 10 seconds. So let's proceed and how we can achieve. Let's see. Let me show you my setup. Currently I am using Minikube on my GCP virtual machine to perform the same operation. As we can see here, there are no pods in our default namespace as we are going to create the same in our default namespace. If you wanted to see what are all the pods currently exist on this particular cluster, so we can do the same kubectl get pods hyphen a. So it will show all the pods in all the namespaces. So as we can see here, there are two namespaces. The first one is kube system and the another one is Kubernetes dashboard. Let's create our first pod with the help of kubectl command in 10 seconds. Kubectl run and name of the pod just like as pod 1 and what would be the image we want for that particular pod. We need to mention that I'm using Nginx and after that if you wanted to pass any argument so that our container would not in exited state, so I will pass that sleep command, okay, for 1000 seconds. So as we can see here, our pod is get created. Let's see that. So as we can see, pod 1 is created, which we have just did within fraction of seconds with the help of kubectl command. Let's see more information. So kubectl get pods hyphen o wide. By default, we haven't mentioned in our command namespace. That's why it's checking in the default namespaces. If you wanted to see that in a particular namespace, you can pass hyphen n and the namespace, just like as for an example, hyphen cube system. Okay, it will show all the pods in that particular namespace. So see here, all the pods are in the particular namespace. So now let's proceed and let's see how to create a deployment within 10 seconds. So what we have to do as of now, let me show you how to see the existing deployment. Kubectl get deploy. It will show the existing deployment in that particular namespace. If you didn't pass any parameter as namespace, as I already told, it will look for default. So as I haven't mentioned any namespace parameter in my command, that's why it shows no resources found in default namespace. So let me create a deployment, kubectl create deploy and name of the deployment, let it be test. Okay, and after that we need to pass the image. Okay, let it be the same nginx only, and here we need to pass the replicas which is required to be passed so that our pending our desired state should be maintained, just like as how many pods we want to be run under deployment. So we need to pass as the replicas. So just like as replicas is equal to 2, it will create. So as we can see here, our deployment is created. Let me show you kubectl get deploy. So as you can see here, ready 2 by 2, it means that we want two pods to be created and the current status of the pod is also 2. So let me show you. You can see the same pod count in kubectl get pods as well. So as we can see here, these are the two pods which has been created under the part of deployment. Okay, and as we can see here, this replica set is also created. Okay, which comes under the part of deployment. So kubectl get rs, you can see here, this is the, because whenever we create a deployment, the first it would create the replica set which is responsible to maintain the desired state of our requirement. That's why whenever we create a deployment, first it would create the replica set, and replica set is responsible to maintain the desired number of state with the help of pods. That's why as you can see here, kubectl get rs, this is the desired state and this is the current state. So that's why we can see here, whenever we see kubectl get deploy, we see the number of pod and the desired state 2 by 2. So this is it in terms of creation of pod and deployment in 10 seconds. Let me show you one diagram which will help you to understand what we wanted to say. So in a pod, as we can see here, we can run any number of containers. There is no restriction, but ideally we run one or two containers in a pod. So pod would comes under the replica set section. Okay, and replica set comes under deployment. So overall, if we say that pod is a part of deployment, then we can say yes, and replica set is a part of deployment, and pod is the part of replica set, or we can say the subset. Okay, and the container is the smallest one. It is the part of pod. So this is it. Thank you. See you in the next video. If you wanted to discuss more on how I have done the setup of Minikube on the VM, so we'll make a separate video on that. So stay tuned with TechWise Rahul. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.